What's good, what's good? Eklipz here, stepping back into CFMU for the first time in mad long, you know what I'm saying? Going to do the Laced Up radio show with my man Becca. He's been hitting me up saying, yo, when we gonna get an interview in, so follow me on the journey.
What I'm going to start off with a little bit of promo from CFMU. Blessings.
How are you?
I'm blessed. It was a beautiful day. And let's just say it got a little chaotic in traffic, but we are good because we shall not let anything hold us back.
That's what I'm talking about.
And so that's what it is. 1994 Boom! Was Live and Direct.
Live and Direct. Me and DJ Realistic held it down for, I think, about 12 years, and then we passed it on to our brother Divine. He had it for a while, then he passed it on to Rash Don. Rash Don passed it on to Jay Steels. And we're going to see a resurge of something just coming right now. Me no want to be the one to put it on, but yeah.
Okay.
It's in good hands.
That's a little tip for y'all on
history.
On the history. So not only radio has this brother been in with the influence. First time I've heard of you was through Crown of Thorns. And now Crown of Thorns, where does that originate? What was the first story?
Crown of Thorns was, I've been into hip hop my whole life pretty well, but I had the store downtown called the Boom Spot. Mm-hmm. That's where it was the hub of hip hop in the city, and then Live and Direct and all of that came through. Crown of Thorns was me being in the shop and meeting a brother named DTS, who was the longest running hip hop show in Canada called the Master Plan Show. And
which airs off CIUT.
CIUT, yep.
89.5, folks. 89.5 CIUT Master Plan. That is Saturday nights.
No longer there now.
No.
But as I said, you're gonna see what's up.
But
So DTS came out to the city, and he was living out here, and I met up with him, and we just formed a bond. You know what I mean? A brotherhood. And he'd always tell me, I got some brothers out in Toronto I'm going to get you to meet at some point, because you guys all have a same kind of spirit and, so that was Jay Wise and Color Brown. And he brought us together to do a song. And when we all connected, it was just like, the synergy was undeniable. And then we formulated the group, and we put out 2 albums, and we're still brothers to this day. You know what I mean? They're still some of the closest people in my life. And
let's start with some music then here. So now the people know the brother. The people should hear the music. Here is a new track released, coming out.
Steel City, how y'all feeling out here, man? Big up Steel City, yo. This is turf, you know what I mean? I grew up in Oriole Crescent down there, you know what I'm saying? Bottom, Now I live up on the hilltop, but trust me, don't know the gully. Don't know the gully. Yeah, OC to the heart.
1 2 1 2.
Almost caught it.
Yo, it's crazy out here, man. I don't know if it's mental health or it's ill. Yeah, they say life's a stage, everybody got a role to play. You want your daily bread, you won't earn your dough today. That's why they follow me, they think I know the way. Head on a swivel, looking for my shoulder blade. Niggas predictable, same hands are overplayed. Won't no help come when the welcome is overstayed. Envy green, I notice you, I notice shade. Arms reach, and really do they shoulder blade. When they stacking shit lit, I told them save. When it's in flow, can't nobody slow the wave. Don't they crave, make niggas more depraved. You gon' want throw the fade, they gon' want blow their cage. Cutthroat, how we cope should be studied. Struggle for money in this broke pocket, nothing. Both hands bloody, what you do for a stack. When they force feed you lack, how would you react? Bellevue, I'm talking 730. Snapshot equals fly, watch the birdie. 10 toes.
Nice kick, homie.
30. They surviving me. Niggas speeding on the fast route. Up on the house, know they leading, but don't cash out. Some issues to out can lead to a blast out. Hooks in a bass mount, reel them in when they cast out. Squeeze till they passed out, put them pushing and trash out. Left them on the curb with the bags and his ass out. Hop in the whip, dashed out, not a witness to ask about. Door cam caught the blame, but the assailants were masked out. Cutthroat, how we cope should be studied. Struggle for money in this broke pocket, gutted. Both hands bloody, what you do for a stack. When they force feed you lack, how would you react? Bellevue, I'm talking 7:30. Snapshot, eagles fly, watch the birdie. 10 toes, walk the block sturdy. A handful of shit'll do dirty.
Season of the crash out. Niggas speeding on the fast route. Up on the house, know they leading but don't cash out. Oh, let's go. Steel City, what up?
How you doing? How you doing, folks? You listen to 93.3 CFMU Lace Up Radio. I am here with the one and only Leon Robinson, a.k.a. Eklipz. I think I know what, but I'm not remembering. But what means Eclipse?
What is Eclipse? I chose that name back in the day due to the fact that they say eclipse is when the eye of God is in alignment. You know, you got the sun and the moon, and it's looking down and witnessing humanity. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I took on that name.
Okay.
For my perception and just, you know, what I knew I wanted to step in, even with the name alignment assignment. You know what I mean? I feel right now it's the proper time, and for me, it's divine timing for me to step back into my place as an MC. And you know, I have a wealth of experience, and I've been through a lot, and I've learned a lot. And hip hop has always been communication and oration. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
Stepping into that role right now is really alignment. You know, and yeah, that's my assignment. So I'm on it.
Right, what was your first
Element?
element?
My first element was breakdancing. So yeah, when I got into hip hop, it was the message. And I grew up in a community that was really close to roller skating. I used to live right in front of Roller World. So down there. And then yeah, we moved to Oriole Crescent and had a family member that was in Sunshine, and they would spin at the roller skating rink, so I'd always get access to get in there, and he would get records. So I got to hear the message, and that just blew my mind. And then we got into breakdancing, and there was a group out called Tyler's Connection, and a bunch of different b-boy crews from out here. So that was the time when breakdancing was big, and we'd be breakdancing in front of like Sears and Robinsons and Eatons, and you know what I mean? It was like popular in the culture. There was commercials, and Captain Crunch was breakdancing and all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I got into b-boying and breaking. And then from there, you know, every other element grabbed me at some point. You know, I started writing, and then, you know, I wanted to do my 1-2 rap too, and you know what I'm saying? And kind of just started to live out the culture to the fullest, you know? Yeah, became the embodiment of it.
And now I guess the transition was just kind of seamless for you, go from one
it was
to the other.
it was living the life of what we were seeing, you know what I mean? At first it was just like a community to gravitate towards, you know, and it was like, yo, I recognize this, and I can identify with this, and you know, you start to see it in the magazines and on TV, and you're like, yeah, this feels like home, you know what I mean? And the beats move in you, and you can become a practitioner with the sweat equity that you put into whatever craft it is, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just being a creative person and knowing that it's all channeling, you know what I'm saying? You're literally just taking on whatever that is and expressing yourself through your own, you know, individual aspect of it. So I played with all of it and incorporated it to some, and some I got more proficient at than the others, but I hold a high standard in all elements, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, you know?
Well, I got a song to go along with that from the one and only brother right here. Let me pop this on. Just do it.
Oh, you going there?
I'm going there. As I said, I'm trying to learn. So I got to go through.
How many years ago was that? Look
This
at the
is
date. Let's just make sure, you know what I'm
13
saying?
years
13
ago.
years ago.
And
That's when I stopped actually performing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
really?
Yeah, it's been 13 years since I jumped back in on the mic recording and all that. I've been writing the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Oh yeah. When Andre 3000 was like, I'll come out with a flute. I'm coming back with my game still.
Yeah, man.
There.
Yeah, man.
And Trevor's on this, by the way. If you don't know Trevor, folks, he's an awesome parkour, owns a gym out in Burlington. Go check it out. So let's go to Just Do It. Once again, you're listening to 93.3 CFMU West Radio, coming up from Big Bastard University, right here in the Hammer, Turtle Island. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back, folks. You're listening to 93.3 CFMU Laced Up Radio with the one and only Leon Eklipz Laced. You did throw a Contour Canvas Festival that was down at Bayfront Park, and that
Celebrated the 50th year.
It was it's a beautiful space.
Yeah.
Just that how.
Right on the water.
Yo.
You know what I mean? Yeah, really
the
dope.
sun setting, and people performed, people were dancing, and
Storm out of nowhere as Loaded Lux was getting on stage.
yo.
The year before that, we had Master Ace and Marco Polo come out. They crushed it in Woodland Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's true. Woodland Park was Barton Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another beautiful space.
And we launched some legal graffiti walls there. So we've given the city quite a few legal spaces to do graffiti. So super proud of that.
All over Hamilton, it's one way you can really check out the beautiful city. You know, a lot of things are changing. Buildings are changing. You know, all that may be, but as shocking as some too, like that Hess building, just one thing was there, next thing was gone. And that was beautiful mural that was right there too. So
oh yeah, with Bacon's piece with the hand with the butterfly.
Yeah.
It happens, man. You know, like graffiti's ephemeral, right? It's not always going to be there. You know, people are going to go over it, and different things are going to happen. That's why it's a perfect art form, because it's free to the public. You know what I mean? You could walk by and you don't have to pay an admission. You're just getting, you're getting the raw and the real, and especially when people utilize it to say something, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing.
When you start on a piece like that, on a project, how long does that to take you along with the challenges, knowing like, was that the year in the span? Because how, I guess.
Putting on the festival you're talking about?
Yeah.
That started in like 94, 95 as well, on top of Jackson Square, and it was just meant to us to claim space, you know what I mean? We had a guy come down from the UK named Bliss, and he came out, and he was, into the graffiti and whatnot. We met up with him, and he was telling us about the festival that they would do over there, so we kind of just emulated that out here early before anybody was really on it like that. And we went to Jackson Square and asked to utilize the top of the square, and we just put up some plywood and just kind of had panels for people to paint on, and we just celebrated hip-hop up there, and we did that for about 7 summers. And then a kid came out from Toronto and like graffitied the bathrooms bad, so they were like already getting noise complaints for years previously. So the lady Vivian Johnson at the time was like, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to let it go, and there was a long lapse in which we didn't do it, and then we brought it back on a city level to start hitting walls and whatnot around the city and bring murals all over the city.
Oh man.
So
just and now if they want to follow where the murals are within the city, is there
we had a map for it and all that, but since then Concrete Canvas is disbanded and it's no longer it's no longer out into the public space like that, so
now not only so you come in multi-artist,
multi-faceted, multi-dimensions. Yeah.
So he was just telling me for the Just Do It music video, he was shooting it with Trevor and along with the brother.
Papa Chalk, Download Dragon.
Yeah. So, and you said you opened up with him for
Public Enemy back in the days. He used to have a song called Wise Has Got the Fluid. It was like a hip house track, I mean, one of the earliest ones out here that were getting played on the radio, And I was a dancer back then, and opened for him at, I think it was Carmen's with Public Enemy coming through. So that was the first show that I was actively on stage performing at. So it was for Public Enemy. That was my first time being on stage. And I think after that, when I started to get into rapping, I opened for Naughty by Nature, Black Sheep, and them. You know.
Wow.
Wait, was it Dreads? Yeah.
Wow. Soaking it in. So he's telling me he rap, put the camera down, do the rest of video of Trevor doing the flips. Now, there a moment?
That's a constant thing where, you know what I mean? Hip hop has always been do it yourself, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So with the advent of like digital cameras and being able to like, you know, pick it up and be moving.
Yeah.
There was a brother named Mo from Motion Picture and a brother named Milton from Split Image. Mm-hmm. When I was young and had the boom spot at like 18, 19.
Okay.
They did a couple projects with me, so they showed me how to use cameras just from being around them and whatnot. They taught me a lot about rule of third and composition and things of that nature. So once I was able to buy a camera and be able to like shoot our own videos, because before that you'd have to pay a lot of money, right? And coming from a culture where it's like you got to put the bread into it, but you don't know what you're gonna get back. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, you know. So when you can pick up a camera and kind of teach yourself, that's what I've done along the way. And even on this project, I've shot a couple of the videos that'll be dropping soon. And on Sunday, my same brother Mo, I was telling you about, just shot Bellevue. So that's in the can and it's being edited right now.
The
with the car.
that looked dope.
It's gonna look crazy. It's gonna look. I can't wait to see it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a really, really fun shoot. I had some of my homies come through and play some roles in it. So yeah,
that's dope. Okay, let's play that. That was Bellevue. We played that one. And the next track.
So Bellevue was produced by Fresh Kills. Fresh Kills is, you know, well known for his pad work and all of that type of stuff. So we're gonna get into Codes, which is produced by Tough Dumpling, and you don't know him from Nefarious, you know what I'm saying, fame, and he just dropped a project not long ago that has a bunch of different MCs on it, and he's a super dope MC and producer, you know. So this is Codes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the Eklipz Robinson, right here, blessing us with some jewels, some history, some culture, some facts. The man from OC to the King of the City. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with Codes.
I remember back in the day, and them OGs pulled y'all over, pulled up on y'all and bounced out. Hey, let me holler at y'all for a minute. Rules and regulations, you know what I'm saying? Me the code of the streets. They serving platitudes like platitudes trying to gas you. You can take the bait, but don't have to. I let it pass you. Came to crash the party
like your drunk uncle, peel it off, laying rubber while the trunk rumble. I was monk humble. Some of y'all took liberties. Hold your soliloquies and pretty please shitty deeds.
Done out of envy, trying to front friendly for the post.
This one's got a nice line, right? Move it.
Energy you send me, 7 out of 10 combos.
Start with can you lend me? Free beer per done, you can't get a penny. Tech mine from Joe, come on the hill like Benny. A gambit, charging up the card like Rennie. Think quick, this the ink on your pink slip. Fix your fear.
Slap this ash off the stink clip.
This is a bridge trip, we safe on the road. I know it's hard to hold, you make mistakes on the code, yeah.
Roll code, moral code, ain't a cheat code. Honor amongst thieves, especially in the street code.
Yeah, you can see the B-boys getting down to this shit.
This the master key, that top notch elite code. Roll code, moral code, ain't a cheat code. Honor amongst thieves, especially in the street code.
What are you shooting with? That's a Sony?
Yeah.
Which one?
A64.
A64, okay.
My old one, the old one was Canon SLR, the SL1. They didn't make a lot of them, but I love how small it was.
I got the 5D, but yeah, I want to get a Canon FX30, I think. No, sorry, a Sony FX30.
Yeah, oh, they look beautiful.
Yeah. I think I want to get that.
The only thing I want to get for this, I love this beautiful baby, is the white lens.
Yeah.
That's all. Other than that, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hard to read the room like bad labels. Yo, let me pump up the font. You can get what you want, but you gotta do some work. I use my key like an arm. What was will be, and what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger, like the hardships that built me. Life lessons, gotta ask the right questions. Tune into the source and catch some nice blessings. This is light code to map the turns of the tightrope. Really makes me think we used to drive this shit with blindfolds. Burner in the console, now the owner on the council. 99 goals, I got a mouthful for you doubtful. You can catch a scalpel that scatter all your nodes, or you can do the diligence and gather all your codes. Roll code,
moral code, ain't a cheat code. Honor amongst thieves, especially in the street code. Pray for your equal, better find
code, moral code, ain't it cheat code?
Honor amongst thieves, especially in the street code.
Hip hop, baby, hip hop.
This the master key.
That top notch elite code.
Roll code, moral code, ain't it cheat code. Better find your beast mode. Roll code, moral
How long you been doing the show?
code.
2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came in just before everything got locked down,
Yeah.
and at that time I was trying to go home, and I'm like, it's hard to do at home.
Yeah.
Don't have all this stuff,
Yeah.
but I love coming in here. So it's just like,
yeah. I'm
I
glad we got to
addicted.
do this live, you know what I'm saying?
Talk about fire beat.
Yeah,
Talk
man.
about fire
You moved
beat.
on that shit, yeah.
Hey, had to get loose on that one. Had to feel the rhythm on it. You better go buy this album. You could just, please.
Pre-orders on right now, eclipse1.bandcamp.com. You can pick up the pre-order. What that helps do is it helps push it in the algorithm so that, you know what I mean, it can get on featured pages or it can get on playlists early, you know what I'm saying? They track that kind of stuff. You know, it's dropping on November 25th. You will get the rest of the tracks right on November 25th. And it'll be on Bandcamp for a while before it goes on to DSPs because I want to make sure that I can maximize, you know what I mean, the real supporters coming through and picking it up there because as we know, the streaming isn't always, you know, very favorable to us artists, especially independent artists.
There was a hip hop summer March break. Trying to put it together here. March breaks. No.
The camp?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what was the inspiration for that?
Just allowing the youngsters to get the full 4 elements of hip hop experience, right? Like, you know, a lot of times the music has been pushed in hip hop because it's marketable, it
Yes.
makes financial sense, whereas some of the other cultures, you know, even with the Olympics, it was kind of pimped out for the Olympics and it's a one and done type of thing, you know what I mean? Which is frustrating because, you know what I'm saying? Like you just wanted to utilize the culture to get people to spike your viewership and then whatnot, and then you put it away and bring out ballroom dancing, which is what you were trying to do in the beginning, you know? So a lot of times it's like the youth don't get the full experience of what we caught coming up. So, you know what I mean? I just felt it very important to continue to show the 4 elements in tandem, and it's a whole culture, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that was, and yeah. I got to do that with the Conservatory of Arts, you know?
It was dope to see that. It was dope to look at around the time frame around 2012, and I'm like, around that time I'd be a young guy too, and I'd be like, okay, this would definitely been at that time something I would have seen. And at that time DMD was in the come up, and it was nice to see something like that. And for more, many more to come.
These are all parts of my history that I'm super proud of, you know what I mean? Because I meet so many people through walks of life that have told me their connection to hip-hop culture was through me, whether it was through the Boom Spot, Concrete Canvas, you know what I mean? And I'm talking people that were at Much Music with Power, or people that Pound Magazine, like, you know what I mean? That were like, yo, you're super influential. And that's why I'm so proud that I was super inclusive with what I was doing with the culture, and stepping back into the realm now to have the love and support of people that remember all those steps is important. And I'm appreciative of that, you know what I mean? Like, people are really, really anticipating this EP dropping, and, you know, they're hyped to hear what's going to happen with it, and to hear the music, you know? So, and I have one in the tuck ready to go after this one, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm loaded, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's no play thing, you know what I mean?
Because I know, just, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but knowing that you like to dabble in as many things, and the one thing you did tell me was Reiki, and I don't know a lot of people, I know only a few people, but they're not, you know, they're not hip-hop heads necessarily.
Oh,
know? And they're not, and especially even like what you do with, if you don't know about this brother, check out Jabab. If you need some help, take care of yourself, mental health care, and self-wellness. I haven't been there yet, but I do.
We can get a session, bro. We can get a session. I'm doing energy healing, and I've been doing Qigong for probably about 24 years as my own practice, you know. Qigong is like, it's an energy that is in everything, you know what I mean? But you can actually harness it.
Yes.
And there's some masters in the Orient that, you know, can light things on fire with their hands. You know what I mean? It sounds profound, but you know what I mean? It's an energy that exists within all of us, and it's not like one person has it. Everybody has the ability to utilize it, but you just got to tap into it and cultivate it. You know, it's something that has to become a practice. And
what tapped you into it?
When I was doing jiu-jitsu, we had a master come out to our dojo.
Okay.
And he blew our minds. Like, we were literally there. He made us line up our fingers, and he sent chi around the room. And if you look at your lines on your fingers, he sent it, and it actually made like the blood flow in our hands more efficiently. So you look like E.T. The finger lines would line up, but one was like the capillaries and had more blood in it. You know, you could feel the heat coming off his hands like a fry lamp that you know, warm up French fries. You know what I mean? And he allowed like the sensei's father to like bend over and tie his shoes when he couldn't bend like that. You know what I mean? Just in one small practice. So I was just like, what is this? You know, and I just continue to practice the breathing technique and the way our hands were supposed to move, and I just utilized it in my practice for years. And you know, a couple years ago, I started doing my own chi cleansing and just, you know, going to nature, and it just was a path that I got into, and now I recognize that it's part of my calling, and I've been helping people with their own healing and just getting more in tune with themselves, and you know, breath work, meditation, stillness, all of the different things that help us become whole, you know what I mean? And not, you know, just in the hustle and bustle of life and the rat race, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes we forget about all the other aspects. And then when you get in tune with those things, you see that a lot of the other things become in balance, you know what I mean? You can get things in balance, you can work at little things, chip them away, and just, you know, help yourself get into a more better mind space and spiritually, and, you know, more conscious.
I definitely believe in that. If there wasn't for the lockdown, locking us up, you know, and then them telling us that we couldn't go anywhere, like, what? No. More reasons to be outside jogging, staying active, doing the stairs, and then noticing that the stairs were blocked off. I'm like, hold on a minute. You can't go from downtown or escarpment-wise back up without, like, you have to walk.
Stairs,
you can use the stairs. I'm like, this isn't, you know, if I can't, like, what's going on? And, you know, and then you'd see the horses going up the Claremont. I'm like, all right, you know, this is just too much of a movie scene for me. So, but found connection through meditation during that time.
Oh, dope.
Knowing, like, it's
amazing.
I believe in that. I believe in that.
So many people tapped in more, you know, at that time because, you know, just having to slow down, right? That's the beauty of what, when you find meditation and stillness and just being able to like slow things down and connect to your breath, there's nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's necessary, you know what I mean? So when I mean, that time frame, I'm not going to say what it is, but it affected people in numerous ways. Some people to the benefit and some people not so much, you know what I mean? So it's really what you got out of it. And I think that's what life is, and why we came to this density anyways, is to really go through those aspects and then learn the lessons in every experience, you know what I mean? Because hard things can give you some real good lessons that, you know what I mean, let you expand on levels where you were supposed to, you know? So
just like your last post about let the pain be the
pain in your purpose, like alchemizing your pain into purpose. Yeah, man, because it's there and it's hard, you know what I mean? It's a lot to go through, but it's from my understanding, it's the best way, you know what I mean? When you can go through pain and alchemize that into utilizing it on a positive, you know, and you've seen it, you know, a person like Mike Tyson that went through the horrors of being grown up in Brownsville and the way, you know what I mean? And it became his purpose and the reason he was there to exist. And, you know, and even going through that, what fame did and all of that, to now seeing the man that he's become, you know what I mean? Like, that's a story of beauty and growth and going through the gamut of what we came to experience in this life, you know? So,
did you dabble in boxing?
Not on a level where I was ever in the ring, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I grew up in Oriole Crescent, so, you know, we dabbled in a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? You know, but that being said, I got into like Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu, and you know what I mean? I've always loved martial arts, and you know, I came up in a time when we watched Cat's Pajamas and karate and kickers and all them things there, you know what I mean? So, you know, I came up in those times. So
Michael J. White's my legend, you know. I seen that brother, and that brother influenced me, and I was like, yo, maybe one day But 9 different martial arts, all black belts in it. Maybe I have time in the future. We'll see. But blessings to that. And if I did hear this, just want to correct your name. Was it named after a boxer? Is that correct?
My name Leon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They named me after Leon Spinks. So, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean...
Live more into that. It's, I guess that's also one inspiration. You're like, all right, gotta get into this, gotta get into the flow.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't feel the connection to it when I was younger because,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, I was an Ali fan, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that being said, you know, I did come up watching boxing, and then when UFC got on, I started watching that, and I'm still an avid fan of UFC and watching boxing, and yeah.
We're gonna play Here We Go Again, round and round. Once again, we got the only brother, Leon Eklipz Robinson, blessing us here. Some facts and knowledge, history in this city called Hamilton. Stay blessed for more. Once again, you're listening to 93.3 CFMU.
You wanted to know.
Radio.
Resonate emphatic, this is strong talk. Expand infinite, my thoughts are non-stop. I'm him, like Selassie when the bomb drop. Flying these shift your grill like it was on bach. Noise your big, you don't want no long talk. My base super came from a strong stock. Blockchain campaign, yeah, we got it on lock. We're down with OPP, guess what, you picked the wrong girl want a glimpse of the I put her on wop, attract to the whips and the cream, the cherry on top. These hoes working their brain, yo, that's a strong thought. See my life and my wife, of course they want swap. Cool her, gap my B-Day, we made the wrong pop. Shepherd them 2x2, you in the wrong flock. Out here making changes like a pawn shop. Energetic, magnetic, I got it non-stop. Angel numbers, run and repeat, listen them punk clocks. Stepping out, clocks on my feet, watch how they gon' walk. Holding hands with Joe Scott, we took a long walk. Mumpy, y'all can't help you, boy, he made the song stop. I'm that niggas if you wanted to know. I'm that niggas if you wanted to know. I'm him, y'all. I'm black niggas if you wanted to know. I'm that niggas if you wanted to know. I'm him. I'm that niggas if you wanted to know. I'm that niggas if you wanted to know. I'm him, y'all. Black niggas if you wanted to know. I'm that niggas if you wanted to know. I'm him.
Welcome. You're listening to 93.3 CFMU Lace Up Radio, right here, Hamilton, Ontario. Lace Up goes every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. right here on this channel, 93.3 FM CFMU. Check us out, cfmu.ca, and all the other beautiful shows that we have. New album coming out. Date?
November 25th, that's my birthday, so it's dropping right on the B-Day.
Ho!
Go pick that up, you know what I'm saying? And I swear I'm putting on for the Steels, man.
Hey.
I've been, and I shall.
Still. What's what keeps you moving for the city?
I love it, man. I've been here, you know what I'm saying? I was born in Toronto, but I've been here since I was like 3 or 4, you know what I mean? So I just grew here, you know what I mean? So, and the community has always been supportive. I mean, I ran with BMG Street Team. As I said, we did radio shows, you know what I mean? It's just like, this is home, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're not going away. You know what I mean? We're not going away.
And also, one other little fact, he did the promo for Big B Comics. And,
those commercials. yeah. I was doing all those commercials, man. Big up Walt at Big B, you know what I'm saying? He's always been a super supporter. I actually painted the side of the building out in Niagara Falls, too. Their location out there. That mural on the side, that was mine, you know what I mean? So,
I did not know that.
Yeah, man.
I think the first mural that I took in of yours was on, it's one of DMD's old dance studios on just off Upper Wellington, and forget what that, Brucedale? Yes, Brucedale. There's one is a Highland school, and it's a eyeglass shop. But yeah,
my man Paul Dixon, you know what I'm saying? The, Dixon Chiropractic. Yeah, we did that long time ago.
That was my first to take in because it just showed all the elements. And I'll say that's definitely one of the first pieces I literally, because I was always there, so I was able to, one day I'd see something, and then another day I'd see something. So like eventually it grew in, and it's still one art form that I'm not trying to understand, but trying to understand, because not everything that you see is just as simple. It's just you take it in.
Yeah, it's wild stuff, right? Like you trying to skew and shape the letters, so it's not always legible by, you know, just regular people. You know, it's more people that are part of the art form. But I mean, you can still appreciate the beauty in it. You know what I mean? So,
I guess what was one art form for you that was how can I say, like, I know you started with breakdancing, and then from there, when you were moving through transition, was there kind of a
then I moved to MCN, and then I mean, I always was drawing, so then I was like airbrushing on clothing, and you know what I mean, around the BBDs and the Another Bad Creation days and whatnot. I was airbrushing clothing in school. That led to me being able to paint the mural in my gym. The mascot, like $2,000 for that little gig. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? And from there, it was like, you know, started my own clothing store and whatnot, because I was doing my own shirts, and I would be airbrushing, and it'd take, you know, 7-8 hours to do a shirt, whereas I could screen print it and have multiple ones. So that led to Projects, was the name of my clothing line, and then I had a partner named Greg Freed. He had a line called Crafty Grooves, and then we opened the Boom Spot together. And,
okay. And also, one of the reasons I really wanted this brother in was the opening time was having him to come in and talk about what he was working on. Was also when Talib Kweli was coming in. So I heard that there is
a date. We got the new date, January 16th. It's at Bridgeworth. You know, I mean, buy tickets now. Tickets did sell well when he was first coming through, but yeah, pick up the tickets from now, because he's coming through January 16th. I'm opening, and then Jay Wise is opening, which is my brother, and then Talib. So it's going to be a night of hip hop. You know what I mean? You're going to hear these joints that you just heard, as well as, you know, some of the other joints on the EP, and I'm sliding in one song that's just a banger. That, you know what I mean? That it's not even on the EP, but you're gonna hear it, and you're gonna enjoy it, and you're gonna be in a place to be like, oh wow, this is dope. You know, I'm putting on for Steels. The first time rhyming in Steels in over 13 years, maybe even before that. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what our last Crown of Thorns show was. So it's been a minute since I've been on stage in Steel, so you know I'm coming. You know what I mean? I'm coming to show and prove Wagwan with Eklipz, and you know what I mean? Yeah.
And now, any reasons for, like, I guess right now is the alignment, and that's why. But before that happened, the pause was there. It was. Mind if I ask?
Yeah, my father passed away, and he died of cancer. And it was just. It was a hard time, you know what I mean? I had a lot to deal with it. But as I said, man, you know, when you go through those hardships, it's like how you internalize it, what you learn from it, you know what I mean? And I was already a full-time artist at the time, you know what I mean? Visual artist, painting, and trying to take care of a wife and 5 children out of doing art is hard enough, you know, so chasing a dream of hip-hop and doing shows, going back and forth to Toronto twice a week to perform with my brothers, and you know what I mean? It was taxing, you know, so I needed time to sit down for a while, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of really focus on what I want to do. But I never lost the love for it. I was always right, and I just was like, you know, I'm not really pursuing it to that level. And then over time, I was just like, I started, you know, my brothers would always be like, yo, E, I got this song I want you on. And they'd send it to me, and I'd be like, I'm not really doing that, you know. And one day, you know, Jay Wise reached out and was like, yo, you know, I got this remix I think, you know, you'd be good on, and I did the him remix, and then I was like, you know, I had to go to the studio to record it, and I was like, okay, this felt good.
That's good.
So I just kind of kept it moving, you know. But before that, I was kind of dabbling, and Buddha, as you know, is my brother-in-law, and I train him in boxing. So
if you guys don't know Buddha, definitely go check out the brother.
Yeah, that's Buddha Vibes on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? So Buddha Abuser is their full name. But yeah, and I just been recording with him, and it's family, so it just feels really, really cool to be in the studio there. And it's
Yo, talk about family. Your family is dope. Like, wife, Queen C,
the Queen Dalai Lama
the
on
vocals,
Instagram.
You know, and not only that, but the kids, talents, and athletic. Like, it's the whole family. The whole family is dope. So, honor. Gratitude.
Thanks for having me through, man. This is my first radio show in, you know, mad long, and you know, you've always reached out and was like, yo, bro, come through and do the thing, you know what I mean? So glad I got to pull up. We were gonna pre-record it, didn't feel right, you know what I mean? So I'm glad I got to come in studio. I haven't been in the studio for a long time, and you know what I mean? So thank you for the hospitality and for doing the history and having some really dope questions.
Nice. Oh, my pleasure. And I'm looking forward to part two. So once again, much appreciated to all those who tuned in on us live on IG. And here's you listening to the one and only Leon Eklipz Robinson. Any last things you want to let the people know?
I just want to say Steel City, thanks for the support all through the years, you know what I mean? And when this album drops November 25th, pick it up if you can, man, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Much love, and I'm always rep for Steels, man. That's something you don't even have to question.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Much love.
One love, peace.
Thank you all for joining us. Lace Up Radio. My name is Becca Abraham. I go by OVBO_BK. And Eklipz Instagram is
Eklipz 1.
so
EKLIPZ. Yeah.
go check out assignment.
Alignment assignment. Yeah, alignment assignment. Yeah, man, you're good, G.
All right, I'm gonna let the music do its work. Y'all stay blessed, stay beautiful, most definitely stay powerful. Yo, I should get that recorded. That sounds nice.